when fights are being picked by veteran fighters, former champions who have toiled in the sport, sometimes when they give their sentiments, it could be very biased because it's often based on what they like and the way that they see the sport overall. And that's something that is very consistent. It doesn't matter which one of those men that you ask, they'll give you their update. They'll give you what they think. And sometimes they're wrong because they are speaking from a biased point of view. Typically what they like, what excites them, what makes them feel fire for the sport. And as we go and approach the upcoming October 12th fight between Artur Beterbiev and Beterbiev-Bivol, this is more of the same with these guys, because these guys are coming into a position of undisputed for the winner. So, Roy Jones Jr. has offered his take on what he thinks is going to happen. It's very interesting because I do believe Jones does have an angled, biased point of view. But let's talk about it, what he had to say. The theater of the unexpected is going to finally bring us something that was expected, highly anticipated. October 12th, the showdown for light heavyweight supremacy between Artur Beterbiev and Beterbiev-Bivol. This fight has been postponed, it's been delayed, it has been roughly negotiated in the early stages with no success, leaving us all just wondering like, okay, who's the best between these two men? So finally, this October, we're going to get the fight. Now, many people have given their take on who they think is favored, who they think is going to win, and why. And such is the case for Roy Jones Jr., who has also offered up his thoughts regarding these two combatants. Jones, recently in a Boxing News 24 article taken down by Ken Woods, has favor for Beterbiev-Bivol in this fight. Now, the article will go on and explain why Jones has this position, and then I'll give my take as well of what I think of Jones's position. But just know that many times in the past, greats, former champions, former contenders have given their take on fights and been totally wrong. And I'm not coming at Roy Jones Jr. for this. I'm just giving an understanding for what fighters like he and some of the other greats from the past have gotten wrong when they looked at potential fights where someone asked him, "Who do you got?" I remember most recently when Errol Spence Jr. was challenged by Mikey Garcia, and the great Sugar Ray Leonard was asked, "Hey, who you got in this one, Ray?" "Mikey Garcia," Ray Leonard said. And it was interesting because when they asked him why, the only thing he retorted was, "Because he's Mikey." Well, we saw Errol Spence Jr. pummel Mikey Garcia. To the degree I don't believe Mikey has decided to come back since. But this is something that we have seen from these former champs and greats. So the article, link will be in the description box, says Roy Jones Jr. is siding with Beterbiev-Bivol to defeat Artur Beterbiev in their undisputed light heavyweight championship on October 12th in Riyadh. Jones Jr. feels that the youth and that WBA 175-pound champion Beterbiev-Bivol, whose record of 23-0 with 12 KOs, is ready to have an advantage and has never been knocked down in his career, and suggests that he'll defeat IBF, WBC, and WBO light heavyweight champion Beterbiev, who is presently 20-0 with 20 KOs. Roy Jones was impressed with Bivol's dominance of pound-for-pound star Canelo Alvarez 2 years ago. Bivol beat Alvarez by a one-sided 12-round unanimous decision in Las Vegas on May 7th, 2022. The article states why Bivol has the edge. Age. Beterbiev is 39. Considerably older than the 33-year-old Bivol, and not in his prime. Chin factor. As Jones Jr. points out, Beterbiev has been knocked down twice during his career, by Callum Johnson in 2018 and by Jeff Page Jr. in 2014. Although Beterbiev came back quickly to knock out both fighters, he was still down. 3. Better resume. Bivol has wins over Canelo Alvarez and Gilberto Ramirez, and Beterbiev has no victories that stack up to being as good. I want to stop right there for a moment, because when we talk about the age factor, that is really the only advantage that, out of what they've listed, that I see Beterbiev has over Artur. Age. You can't turn back the clock, the hands of time. But veteran fighters who have experience and resolve understand that they know how to utilize what may not be at their best advantages, which means like sometimes mobility, sometimes speed. So you enhance ring generalship along with timing. That's where intellect, boxing IQ comes in. See, Roy was a fighter who capitalized and optimized on athleticism and his gifts that he had, being far superior, faster than his opponents, and able to hit and not be hit due to his quickness, fast twitch muscles, ability to get out of the way. But as soon as he began to slow down in that department due to what? Age. He never relied on timing. He never relied on ring generalship. He never even relied on the mobility factor. So it all came crashing when he began to experience a drop off in what was normally his advantages. Now, the fact that he's stating that Beterbiev had been dropped twice early in his career, but never in jeopardy, never in the sense of being in danger to be knocked out. That's a little bit different. And when you look at fighters like Floyd Mayweather Jr., when Zab Judah hit him and his glove touched the floor, it wasn't ruled a knockdown, but Floyd was never in peril for being stopped. And sometimes a clean shot while you're wide open, timed just perfectly, it can sit you on your tail. But what Arthur has done over a career, he has beaten and battered his opponents to a degree of where even when it came down to it's going to either be you or he's prevailed. Bivol has won a great deal by being in and out, not being available for the receipts, having some type of advantages with his footwork, but never against a person who could press, cut the ring off, and make him fight his way out of a circumstance. Bivol has been down before in his career. He got up to win the decision, but Roy has not made that assessment because maybe Roy doesn't know those things. And I'm not really, again, coming at Roy Jones. But there are certain aspects of a fighter's performance that you can hang your hat on that will mean something gratifying. And there are other things that you can pay attention to that are revealing, that will reveal that the fact that a fighter in a moment of a certain type of a test will be given the opportunity to step up, step aside, or sit down. Arthur is a truth teller in the ring. His 20 KOs speak very loudly over that. And I do believe that Dimitri and his camp have waited a few years extra because both of these men have been champions for the past 4 years and failed to face one another. And I don't believe it's due to Arthur not wanting it. He's a workman, blue collar type fighter. But Dimitri had to find some space and place to be able to go in and challenge this dangerous fighter. And that's fine because, again, as I said, the ring is where the truth will be told. And there are fighters who are just not interested in the truth. But now we're going to find out. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about this fight and these two men coming together. Peace to everyone out there. And everyone, please remain safe.